Hey GED students, it's GED question of the day time, and today we've been asked to simplify the expression below without a calculator. And I have to say that the absolute most important thing about this problem is don't panic. I'm not even teasing you, seriously. Too many of you guys panic at the sight of a fraction. And I guess it's because of how scarred you were from adding and subtracting fractions in third grade. But that's not what we're doing here. This is actually a very, very simple problem. And there's a reason why it's so simple. Let's harken back to the opposite of what's going on here in order to understand this. So first of all, what is this? Take a look at this checkmark house. See that? That little symbol is known as a radical, and that tells us that we're finding here the square root. We're finding the square root of this fraction, 81 over 49. Before you panic, remember that a square root is just the opposite of squaring. It's the opposite of multiplying a number by itself. So I'm asking myself, what number squared equals 81 over 49. That's another way to think of this question. And even though that sounds a little scary, this makes it a lot easier because it's really easy to square a fraction or multiply a fraction by itself. So let's think about what number times itself would equal 81 over 49. Remember that when you multiply fractions, you just do top times top and bottom times bottom. So let's examine these separately. What number times itself equals 81? Well, let's see. Let's think about it. Let's guess some numbers. It's not 5. 5 times 5 is 25. That's too small. Let me get a little bigger. You know, it's not 7. 7 times 7 is 49. I'm still too small. 8 times 8 is 64. I'm still too small, but guess what? 9 times 9 is 81. And guys, I can't beg you enough. Please have your perfect squares memorized. Even if you don't have your other times tables memorized, just your perfect squares because of problems like this. Okay, so 9 times 9 is 81. Now, we already just talked about what number times itself equals 49. That was 7 times 7. So I get 7 times 7. So what number squared or what number times itself equals 81 over 49? Well, 9. Whoa. Thank you for putting up with all my tech issues, guys. I might be a decent math teacher, but apparently I'm not very good at tech. So 9 over 7. And for those of you guys who are real slick, you might have just realized that all I basically did was take the square root of the top. Square root of 81 is 9. Square root of the bottom. Square root of 49 is 7. And it is that simple. Now, do realize that all final fraction answers must be reduced. And there's no telling if your answer right now is reduced or not. You've got to examine it for yourself. Sometimes they're already good. Sometimes they need to be reduced. So, a number is reduced to lowest terms if the only factor that the numerator and denominator have in common is 1. So let's examine this. 9 over 7. Well, think about 9. What is 9 made of? 9 is made of the factors 3 and 3. 3 times 3 is 9. What is 7 made of? Well, 7's a prime number. I can't break it down any further. The only thing 7's divisible by is 1 or 7. What does that mean for us? It means that the only thing 9 and 7 have in common is 1. And I tell my students, I make them repeat after me all the time, 1 and done. As soon as the two numbers only have a common factor of 1, your fraction is reduced. It's done. The answer here is 9/7. Now, some of you guys hate this number. You go, Kate, my third grade teacher taught me that I'm not allowed to have answers of improper fractions. I've got to do the division, convert that to 1 and 2/7. And I have to tell you that you're right. This is also true, but this is as equally true as the other. And 9/7 is the more common answer in algebra class. Yes, I know in third grade we love to mix numbers, but usually in algebra we leave things as an improper and don't worry about it one little bit. So don't stress about, oh, I've got to do something more to this number. Okay? If you have any questions about this or any other GED math topic, be sure to drop it in the comments and I'll do my best to answer it.